Polearm 6. So at some point I need to decide when to get dodging. Actually, oh, they're all plus. I don't know why I didn't see that. Tell me when he's, yeah, it's good. I'm sure he'll say hi too. If you don't know who ASCIIphilia is, you may have heard about the really cool chat extensions that the CWZ web server has. You should check out CWZ. If you play WebTiles, at least check it out. You can register an account there and play and see and look at all the chat extensions that they've done. They're really neat. They've sort of they've hacked in some really cool like JavaScript extensions. There's a sound module so you can play crawl with sounds. It's pretty amusing. I even have a video of me playing it on my YouTube channel, and I think some other people have made videos of it too. But it has all sorts of like extra chat functionality, and like they have their own kind of LearnDB style interface that can load in images right from a Google document, and they can chat across games. So somebody from a different game can say something to like the common chat area. It's pretty neat. Definitely some really good ideas for things that we could potentially do for our chat, but it's tough to do. It's tough to put resources into developing the WebTiles chat because it's something only a kind of a small subset of people use, and it's very time consuming to work on. We'd rather like improve WebTiles itself, you know, or the UI itself, I guess. But yeah, check that out. And there's a ton of really good Korean players on that server. Korean players like to do 15 rune games. About like 75% of all wins are with 15 runes. So they have a very different kind of mentality than most other servers that mostly do 3 rune games. They only accept 15 runes. I only accept Salmon's win when he wins at Tengu. That's the only win from Salmon that I accept. Oh boy. This is some kind of fancy vault with snakes. Just want to enjoy all the game. I didn't try this shield. Yeah, this is potentially a little bit scary. I could try lignification here to win this pretty easily. This water moccasin, yeah, it's still fast relative to me, but I can't really improve my position much from where I am, so I might. That was a little bit scary. I want to use a lig for this. It's not bad to hold on to those potions. This is sort of an out-of-depth monster, and I can't really easily run away from it. I have a few options. I guess I'll go ahead and lig. Why not? The UC here might actually be stronger. Let's see what that's like. Yeah, sort of. Well, we won. Victory. I wonder if this was just like a random spawn of all that stuff. Monka S, yeah, it's unease. There's a whole set. This is a character called Pepe, and he has a whole set of emotes. Those are. Oh, I messed that one up. Feels Bad Man is probably his most famous. And Feels Good Man when he's feeling good, and Feels Amazing for when he's feeling amazing. I don't know if I have. Do I have this one? Oh, I have Feels Glad Man too, when he's just glad. You know, when he's just a little bit happy. He has different emotions. Monka S is when he's scared. There's also Kermit Comfy. Where's the? I don't know which this. There's a ton of those emotes. There are some emotes that are not so good. Pepe is somewhat controversial as a character because he has been used by like the alt-right in some contexts, but those emotes are generally well accepted by the community. Kermit Comfy, I love that emote though. It's such a hilarious emote. That's Toad22484 is where I first saw that one. It's just a picture of like Kermit the Frog. I think he's supposed to be like sitting down. One of my favorite is like if you're, oh wait, I messed it up. If you're clapping. I'm sure somebody has made one. You can add like some of these are channel emotes that you can add from Fanker or Z, and you can also do that from Better Twitch TV. And there's a huge library, so you can search through that and add them to your channel. They're not official. None of those are actually official Twitch emotes. All of those are either Frankerface C or global within Frankerface C or Better Twitch TV. Does Twitch have the Wednesday Frog? Somebody has probably made one for FFC. I have, these are all my custom DCSS emotes. They're all for Frankerface C. Plogchamp and Zomgirl and Sexy Marjorie are new ones. Those three come from two of Krawl's Tiles devs. First two are from Ontoclasm. The third one is from Can of Worms. So yeah, it's if you do Twitch streams, feel free to use those. Yeah, with Frankerface C, you have to add the emote to your channel, and you have like you have 50 slots or 25, unless you buy. Sky Beast is actually a little bit frightening. I don't necessarily. I might be able to poison him, but I don't really need to go into Temple, but he's a little bit scary. In the given channel, Lori, there are global FFC emotes, and you can see what those are. When you install the extension, you can see the global ones. There's a bunch of them. The Pepe ones that I used are mostly globals. And there's also Better Twitch TV, which works similarly. You can have channel emotes, and they only give you like 5. I have a bunch for Better Twitch TV. They're mostly animated emotes. That should work, right? Yep. So I have a few animated emotes. I forget what the others are. Extra emoticons, channel, sub emotes. Oh yeah, coggers and hype, and yeah, there's Mocha S and Poggers, another Pepe emote for when he's just really excited. Wormtongue. Wormtongue is great. Wormtongue is for if you want to suggest something that would be a terrible idea. It's sort of like Wormtongue is trying to feed you bad advice. Classic. Like playing Mummy, exactly. Why don't you try Mummy Monk, unarmed combat? Wormtongue. That's exactly how you would use. Okay, so, all right, at this point we can do, so yeah, the blowgun is real, man. Zero skill blowgun is very real. Mikey probably doesn't like to do this stuff. This thing is a little bit scary. That was actually a little bit frightening, to be honest. Probably should have used a plain deck there, because those things just hit really hard, even when it was at low damage. Yeah, blowguns got nerfed very severely, but you can see they're still useful. Oh, Nemelex. Oh, this is the deck. Ornate deck of summoning. This is the deck. All right, so what's our skilling going to be? I am probably going to... What's my delay? Yeah, I'm at sub 1. It's really expensive, so I am going to go ahead and get this to 3. Sure. We'll say 3 invo, and then we're going to work on dodging really soon. Hungry Ghost. Shoutouts to Hellmonk. Don't really want to use the summoning on this guy, but it'll be kind of too much of a pain otherwise, so I'll just let them do that. Maybe I can get a little bit more mileage out of him. Wow, that didn't take long, did it? Let's try 5 for this. Yep, it's a good deck. It's a very good deck. Don't really need to go into temple in any way. Oh, if I'm going to go downstairs, I'd prefer not to go downstairs. That could leave me cornered if I take monsters back up with me, so... Well, we're going to do this. More haste. Orc Priest. That's a scary monster. I can, 2 smites will, at max... I can eat like 2 full power smites, but I don't really want to test them. Of course, you don't know what else is going to be. I would kill them pretty quickly with the help of some summons. Oh, there's 2 of them. That's Get wrecked, my friend. Jesus. Well, get wrecked. That was rather overpowered. This is why Nemelex is good, by the way. He just summoned 3 Yaktars to completely annihilate 3 Orc Priests. I think Golden Crone Hotel is a good one. I've not played it though. And I think there's lots of other games that are vague, like roguelites, or other games that roguelite players are playing. Slay the Spire is probably one that comes to mind. If you like roguelikes, you probably like that game. It's not a roguelike, you really can't even exactly say, but it's certainly got some similar spirit to it. But yeah, Golden Crone. Oh, there's the frog. Yeah, we can go with some plain summoning. We're starting to roll in the decks now. Oh, perfect. Get wrecked. Now, you don't want to go crazy. That's a big one. That's very good. You don't want to go crazy and, like, use all of your decks, but... it's a Ghost Vault. Oh. Contendant's Ghost. 19 damage. Minotaur Fighter. I'm not too thrilled to fight that guy. And the only loot... Oh, there's a wand in there. So I might want to come back later and check this one out. But I don't really... I mean, I could probably kill this thing very easily with some summons, to be fair. Maybe it's actually worth it. We got a ring, though. We have remove curse? Yes, we do. Our poison. Our poison is go. Yeah, I might be able to power that one. It's certainly true. MR2, that is... Actually, I can just target it and see. Hopefully it'll... Oh, it won't let me. That's obnoxious, honestly. But I believe 2 pips is... Is it 40 or is it 20? I have 0 Evo, so there's a decent chance. And he's melee only. Yeah, Rune Shield we still have, and we should probably go ahead and put it on. I've just finished Invo, so it would be a good time for it. Let's finish exploring this level, and then we'll check out the shield. No reason to really try to take on the vault before finishing the level. I mean, I'm just getting a wand out of it, so it's not that big of a deal. We should also enchant armor. Ooh. Man, I kind of forgot that we even found a hat. I'm definitely going to go ahead and enchant up that hat, because... Alright, let's see what the shield is. That's kind of a lot of SH. Holy crap. Wow. Okay. That's not a bad shield. I mean, there are things I would rather have than maybe Stealth Plus and MP plus 9, but that's a lot of SH, I'm not going to lie. Okay, so I think wearing this is going to nerf my EV by quite a bit. That's okay because we just gained a massive amount of SH. But it means that I can't really train dodging quite yet. I should probably go ahead and train some shields, and that will effectively race back my EV. I also just got a massive windfall for defenses, so probably the smartest thing is actually to go ahead and train some fighting eventually. And by eventually, I mean maybe now. I could go ahead and train a little bit more weapon too, because it's still not very much. Let's I'm going to go ahead and train fighting to, say, 4. That might be a little bit overkill, but that's fine. And then we'll switch over to weapon. And then after we get a bit more weapon, we will switch to shield. I might even do shield before weapon. Alright. This is when you use feels good, man. Oh, salmon. Devs would never cheat. We would demonstrate proper gameplay to players, and players learn from the generous developers new tactics and secrets so that they too can win their games. We're only kind and benevolent. We would never harm players or mislead them or cheat. Water moccasin skeleton, we meet again. Oh, hey. Don't really need, I probably don't need that now since I have like 20 SH. Centaur zombie. I'm actually gonna go ahead and fight pretty much all this stuff right from the stairs. Little do we know, he's activated wizard mode. I have stealth wizard mode. Oh, everyone loves phantoms, right? Wonder if I can actually... I could summon for this guy, because boy, what a pain. Yeah, he still hits a little bit hard. That's oh, Rakshasa, that's not at all overkill. Well, I really should have just parked the Phantom. That's kind of a waste of a card, to be honest. You kind of don't know like what cards you'll have to spam. Ooh, this is a scary monster. Nice. Good use for a para. Yeah, let's get like, let's try 4 shields. Deck of cards like a standard deck of playing cards. Are they different numbers? So the way, yeah, it's a good opportunity to explain how the decks work. So Nemelex, first of all, is a god that has exploration piety. You gain piety as you explore, not as you kill, like most gods. So that means dipping into new area. Oh, that also means I should go to temple because that's free. That's free piety. I forgot about that. There we go. At the cost of some food, but so as you gain piety, you get gifts, and the gifts are decks, and they're all inventory items, as you can see. And there's 3 categories for each. There's types of decks: destruction, summoning, and escape. And there's categories: plain, ornate, and legendary. And they're just as you upgrade so the different types of decks do different effects. Obviously, summoning is always a summon a monster. There's a few. There's one card that like converts enemies. Crusade. I forget if Crusade got totally removed, but anyhow, it does what it says on the tin. It summons monster. Destruction are like conjuration type effects and some weirder stuff that is sort of between conjuration and summoning. And escape are like escape type effects. And you draw from a deck and you get a random effect, and based on your invocations and your piety, and then the class of deck, plain, ornate, or summoning, the card will get a power level of lowest power, power 1, power 2. And the card that you get does different things depending on what the power level is. So like a level 0 pain card will cast the spell Pain, and then the higher level one will like summon a flayed ghost and flay monsters, which is like torments the monsters until the flayed ghost dies or until the monster dies, which can be a pretty powerful effect. So the roll for what power level you get is randomized, but it is based on the class of deck, what your invocation skill is, and what your piety is. And then also Nemelex has invocable abilities. Do I have any right now? I have Triple Draw, which draws 3 cards from the deck, and randomly you get to choose one. And then there's Deal 4, which draws 4, and you get all 4 effects, and that's like a higher tier. And as for your original question, which was, do they have different numbers? Yes, they do have different numbers. The min is like 4 cards or something, and the max is, I want to say it's 12. And that is very relevant because effects like Triple Draw and Deal 4, they have to draw 3 cards or 4 cards. So if your deck actually doesn't have enough cards, what happens is you draw from the deck of punishments. So it's like you're punished because you overdrew the deck. And the deck of punishments has all these bad cards. And for Triple Draw, that's maybe not so bad because you'll just not choose the card that you got from the deck of punishments. But like for Deal 4, you will have to draw those cards and have all 4 effects. So you could potentially get a bunch of them. Yeah, this is a very top tier god as long as you know how to use it. One of the reasons why it's top tier is just as you saw, you get a deck super fast, like within turns of worshipping it. So any god that can give you an effect like that is going to be very good for just winning, a given game. That's mostly relevant for carrying weaker characters like Octopode Gladiator, for instance. If you're playing something stronger, you're not going to care about that too much, but it's certainly a big deal that Nemelex is also a pretty easy god to find early on. He has more altars than many gods do, so that's another factor. As far as the deck of Escape goes, that's a deck it's best. Oh, the other thing you can do is stack 5. That's his best ability. What that does is it draws 5 random cards, discards the rest of the entire deck, so you lose all those cards, but then it allows you to order those cards, and you know exactly which 5 cards you're going to get in what order, and so you can choose what order they go in, and you know exactly what you're going to have. So it sort of like de-randomizes it, but the cost is you lose every other card that was in the deck. So you might lose like 7 cards, and of course it costs piety to use it. Yeah, he's got some pretty creative alters for sure. So this guy, yeah, I mean, the problem, Nemelex is so strong, you often don't really need to rely on escape, but escape cards are very mixed bag. The summon cards are super effective. Destruction is good, but there are cards in Destruction like Degeneration that polymorphs everything in Los, which can be very mixed in terms of how good that is. It's often quite good, but it can be not so good. Summons is more like kind of uniformly good and basically the best deck. Top tier plays like running away from a lich. That's our favorite Toad story. Tomb card is very good. Elixir card is outstanding. And there's another one that's good. Yeah, it is better legendary. So I usually keep a stack 5 legendary escape or 2. It does have some pretty OP escape effects. Like Elixir is really good. And Tomb is highly effective if you use it in the right spot. It's much safer than like reading Teleport or even Blink in many situations. So you want, I mean, there's no reason not to have it, but he makes you so strong, this god, that often you don't, because you have this god and you have all the other consumables that you would normally have, haste and teleport and blink and all that stuff, your wands and spells and all that stuff. So you just have so much that often you don't have to use it. No, he didn't get Abyssed. He just took a bunch of damage as he kind of tried to run away. It was like hitting him with like Iron Shot and Crystal Spear and stuff. I don't know actually what it hit him with, but he eventually did stop and he meleeed it, and that was the game that he won. So we always like to joke about Toad running from liches. So this guy I don't want to take on melee. I could paralyze him. I could summon some stuff. There we go. Enchant weapon. I don't have any. I don't want to enchant this trident up too much. I am looking for an upgrade, but I may not find a better polearm for quite some time. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and use one more scroll for the moment. And we'll be fine for anything else that comes along. Orc Priest. There's that stealth that Mikey likes so much. Alright, so that's Wild Magic. It just does random like miscast effects on monsters that often don't do anything. There's Wild Magic. Ooh! It made him really sick, so I can just... There we go. That was actually useful. By betraying Che. Take it easy, Salmon. These things can be a little bit frightening. I mean, probably not. But hey. Wow, that's got a little zoo going on here.